Well, this is weird. Well, you've read the title. You've seen the thumbnail. Yeah, we're moving. We're leaving America. Gosh, it's really echoey in here. I hope the sound isn't... It's probably really bad, I'm sorry.
What we can do?
Yeah.
The house is empty.
Yeah, we're leaving, and we are in no way egotistical enough to think that anyone much cares about our personal life or is interested in watching a video about it. But we did think, because if you tune in and watch this channel ever, that you might want to know what's going on, because it kind of affects the videos we'll be making in the future. So we kind of just wanted to chat and explain where we're moving, why we're moving, and also address some assumptions that I'm pretty sure people, at least some people, are going to have about why we're moving that are not true. But first, it is time for our final meal in this kitchen. And we have no more cookware. The fridge is completely empty. We have absolutely nothing other than a paper plate and a knife, which means that it's the perfect time to finally introduce, on the eve of our departure, a classic American food that, believe it or not, Ava has never had before.
In 5 years.
In 5 years.
I had to wait 5 years in order to have this.
And that's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I know, it's unbelievable that after 5 years, I still have not introduced Ava to a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And actually, I requested this as my last meal here.
You deserve it. Now, people are going to criticize my choices here. So I went with Wonder Bread, Jif Extra Crunchy Peanut Butter, and Smucker's Strawberry Preserves. Do you want to make it?
Do you think that I can make it?
I think you're capable of making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It requires particular skills that I don't have.
Not really. Okay, you've got your 2 pieces of bread here.
Before jelly or before peanut butter?
It doesn't really matter, because you'll do one on one side and one on the other side.
How much?
Abbastanza, enough.
It's like the cheese, as much as you want.
Yeah.
It's like
You definitely want a good ratio. If it's like all peanut butter and just a little bit of jam, you're missing out, and vice versa. It's gotta be balanced. You need the sweet and the salty. I would put a little bit more on. That's a little, like, come on.
You said the ratio.
Yeah, and we're also gonna do a lot of peanut butter. All right, peanut butter time, got it? Leave a comment down below if you are a smooth peanut butter person, or a crunchy peanut butter person, or an extra crunchy peanut butter person.
Personally, I prefer the smooth one.
You do?
Yes, but you chose this, so...
This might turn into a video where we get divorced instead of just moving.
We get divorced because of the peanut butter.
Them's fighting words.
This is enough?
Put a little bit more there. I can see bread. I shouldn't be able to see bread.
You don't see bread, I don't see bread.
Okay, that's fine. All right, now I'm gonna cut this diagonally. The only way to do it. Ava made her first peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
So you don't toast this? Not that we can.
Actually, I've heard from pasta grammarians who have told me that I can't remember exactly what they do, but I think they take a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and then cook it in a pan or something and swear by it. This is like the classic.
We can't cook it because
we don't have a pan.
We can't, but.
Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
Been a long time since I've had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's good, huh? It's awesome, right? When you're a kid and you get this in your lunchbox, awesome.
Why I waited 5 years?
I don't know. It's my fault. I don't know why I never introduced you to this. Good, huh?
I'm dying.
So, before we head out, I'll address a few of the things we wanted to talk about. Number 1, where are we heading? Probably unsurprisingly, we're heading to Italy. I'll keep it a secret where in Italy we're going, though. You'll see soon. But I also did want to address some things that I think people are probably going to assume about our motivations to move. Number one, I think a lot of people are going to assume that you really want to move to Italy and you're dragging me along.
Even my family, when we told them that we were going to move to Italy, they said to me, and what Harper thinks about that? And I had to repeat over and over again that actually this wasn't my choice. It was his choice.
Not that you aren't excited for it, but I am maybe on a different level. I'm very excited.
So I'm not dragging him to Italy. Absolutely, absolutely.
No. I think the other big second assumption that some people will make is they'll say, oh, you're moving to Italy because you hate America.
Me or you?
Both of us.
So I can respond?
Yeah.
No, I don't hate American. I'm an American. How can I hate the country that, by the way, adopted me? The country that give me an husband, give me a home, an house for 5 years, a country that welcomed me so well. So no, I don't hate America. I love America. And I'm American, so.
That's another thing. People are gonna ask about the timing because you just basically became a US citizen. The reason for that, we decided to move to Italy before Ava got her US citizenship. But at that point, we had been working towards her citizenship for so many years, and it was so close. We were like, okay, well, like we should just finish this and like actually do it. We worked so hard on it. I certainly do not hate America. People try to make everything like political, which is a little bit frustrating. I remember once there was a video we made where you showed me insalata pantesca, which is a Italian potato salad. And it's seasoned with like vinegar, olive oil, very, very simple. And I commented on how I've never liked American potato salad. I just don't like potato salad with lots of mayonnaise in it. It's just not for me. And when I tried that dish, I was like, oh, this is the first potato salad I really like. And even then I got comments like, no, it's because you hate America. Like, no. So
because I don't like mayo, hate America? No.
So no, neither of us hate America. I certainly do not. It's my home, it's my country. I will always love America.
Harper, in Italy, and actually I was an example. I moved from Italy to America, but nobody back in Italy thought
no one
that
was like, you hate Italy.
I hate Italy, absolutely. I love my country, as I love America. So I don't understand why a person, because we want to move or someone wants to move, needs to hate the country where he's from.
All right, so it's time to move on to why we're moving and what this means and all of that stuff. But we're gonna have to do that once we get there because we kind of need to get going.
Otherwise, we don't move. We miss our flight.
Almost there.
Last time. Ah, bueno.
Grazie.
Lui l'ho visto benissimo.
Ciao Antonio,
Come
stai? Bene, grazie. There she is.
Mamma Rosa. Mamma. Dai, ce l'abbiamo fatta.
Ah, it's good to be back. Last night after we got in, we had what is, for me, the perfect welcome home meal. We had Mama Rosa's tripe, which is always the recipe I request when she asks, what do you want to eat when you get back? And we had PB&J patati, fried Calabrian peppers and potatoes. It is my favorite Calabrian dish of all time. In fact, I love it so much that on the day we decided to make this move, it was last year, we were in Naples, I went into a tattoo parlor and I got this tattoo. They don't have PB&J patati in Campania in Naples, so the tattoo artist did not really understand the joke. And he said, una patata, sicuro? I was like, yes, I'm sure. And that brings me to why we decided to make this move. This is really up to me to explain because Ava has some really obvious reasons why she would want to move back here. This is her home. She's from here. This is where all of her family is. It's not that surprising. So the real question is, why would some American guy want to move to this tiny little rural Calabrian village? Let's not forget that this isn't like moving to Rome or Venice or Florence or something. No, we're out in the middle of pretty much nowhere in this tiny, sleepy little town. There are kind of two categories of reasons why I wanted to move here, why we wanted to move here. The first being personal, and the second being, I don't want to say professional, because it doesn't really have to do with our job. What's the word I'm looking for? Missionary? No, that doesn't sound good. Having to do with a broader mission. I'll get there. All right, let's talk about the personal first. The really short answer is that I love it here. I love it in a way that I don't think everyone else would love it. One really important thing that needs to be kept in mind here is that this place it's not a fairy tale. A lot of people think, moving to Italy, oh, it's this dream. It's something that, you're well off, you retire to Italy. It's kind of a fantasy thing. And that's fine. Some people find that. That's great. But this place is definitely different. This is a real place. And like every real place, it has problems. It has challenges. It has things that if you're used to certain things in, say, America, are going to seem pretty uncomfortable here. For example, you know how in an American grocery store, you can just walk in any time of year and buy tomatoes? Yeah, you can't here. You have to wait all year until tomatoes are in season. Then you can buy tomatoes. But when you have those tomatoes, they're the best tomatoes you've ever eaten in your life. There are also cultural challenges, just like there are with anyone who uproots themselves from their home and goes to live in a different culture. Everything here is so social. Like if you walk a block down the street, you're going to have to stop and talk to at least 5, if not 10 different people you see, and you talk and you chat for a while. There is always someone coming and knocking at your door. You invite them in, you have a glass of wine. So in order for someone to enjoy this place, you have to be up for basically the fact that, forget about privacy, forget about alone time. You are always around people. Again, it's not for everyone. There are lots of videos on YouTube about people who did similar things. They moved from America or wherever to Italy, especially rural Italy, and they document their experience. And the videos are either, this was the best decision I've ever made in my life, or this was a terrible decision, I'm homesick, I need to leave. I've spent enough time here that I've learned something about myself, which is that I really like it here. I love the people, I love the food, I love the pace of life here. And it's the kind of place where, if someone just comes and maybe drives through or briefly stops here, they'll look around and they'll see almost nothing. They'll see this like tiny, sleepy little town. And I've had people ask me this. They've said, you know, how can you stand being here? There's nothing happening here. But the truth is that there's more happening here than anywhere else I've ever lived. Every single day is an adventure. There has not been a single day I've spent here where I wake up in the morning and I know exactly what my day has in store for me. Anything can happen. Everything here is used as an excuse for a party. So everything can be like really sort of like sleepy and quiet during the day. And then just the most incredible celebration of almost nothing, it could be anything, can like happen that night. And it will be one of the most incredible nights of your life. I think that the experience that someone can have in a place like this all depends on what you bring to the table. And what I've learned is that the more of myself I give to this place, the more I get back in return. The more that I engage with the community here and try to be a part of the community here, the more that they bring me in and show me more and more incredible things that just constantly surprise me. And speaking of giving myself to the community, that brings us to the second big reason why we've decided to move here. As many of you guys know who have seen some of our past videos, we've been working for quite some time on several projects to help kind of revitalize the town here. I won't go into details. I'll put the links down below so you can learn all about it. But we've been trying to combat a lot of the kind of problems that come with the population decline here in southern Italy, the lack of economic opportunity, especially for young people here. And so we've been putting more and more effort into these projects, whether they're renovating historic but abandoned buildings in Dasà for purposes that are actually useful for the community, restoring this medieval mill behind me, and most of all, bringing people from all over the world to come visit this place to experience what it has to offer. All of these projects together make up something that is a really important mission for us, and it is going in so many incredible and amazing directions, and things are taking off in ways that we never would have expected. And frankly, there has become so much for us to do and take care of here that it is getting increasingly difficult to do it long distance from across the Atlantic Ocean. Not only are we taking care of trying to do fundraising here in Calabria, we're overseeing these different projects, buildings are being renovated, the property at the mill here is being landscaped. We really just got to the point where we realized that if we want to keep growing things in the way that we're doing here, we need to be here more than just a couple months a year. Now, there will be a lot more about these projects to tell you guys about. We are super excited. We are beyond excited for this next chapter in our lives. We don't really know where it's going to take us. We hope that you're excited too. We really love making videos here in Italy, where it's much easier for us to go and find incredible things that a lot of people don't know about and actually share them with the world. We love making videos with Ava's family. And so, yeah, I hope that you guys are too. We really hope you are. And speaking of which, leave a comment down below if there's anything in particular you want to see. But we'll still be here every week. We're not going anywhere. And I think now sharing a lot of really cool stuff that we weren't able to do before. Now, I do need to ask for your patience in the short term. Number one, we are gonna take next week off. We need a little bit of time to get settled in here. It's a pretty big move. The second reason being that our place here, the Locanda, which if you've seen previous videos that we did here in Italy, you're probably familiar with, it's still under renovations. It's almost done. Hopefully, it'll just be a few more weeks longer. But for probably the next few weeks, we aren't gonna actually be able to do any cooking ourselves, but don't worry too much. This is Italy. They've got some pretty good cooks. We're gonna have some special guests who I think you'll enjoy. All right, I think that fills you guys in on pretty much everything. But yeah, drop a comment down below. If you have a question, we'd love to hear from you. Love to hear what you think. This is normally where I say, we'll see you next week. We won't see you next week, but the following week. We'll be back real soon. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for all the support, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.
Cosa bevevano i nostri nonni?
Vino, vino, vino. Vino. Basta, aspetta.
Cosa bevevano i nostri padri?
Vino, 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 vino.
E noi che figli siamo, beviamo, beviamo. E noi che figli siamo, beviamo, beviamo, beviamo.